Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a little while since we've been able to give an update. Life has been really crazy the past couple of months. A lot of things have been happening, and good things and stretching things, and we're happy we're able to jump back on now and give a little update on what's been happening in life. I know this happened a little bit ago now, but we did want to give an update on Mama Jane, just because we haven't been able to give any updates since her stroke happened. This was back in February.
Strokes are almost always unexpected, and it just really shook the whole family because I had just talked with Mama Jane that afternoon and she seemed to be doing well. Different siblings had talked with her. She seemed her normal self, and just was very unexpected. So one day we're talking and everything's fine, and then the next day she's in ICU in critical care, and it was just a very heavy time, very, very scary, as most medical emergencies are. And I think this year was a little hard for me emotionally too, because for the past 4 or 5 years, I spent my birthday with Mama Jane. Brandon takes me to South Carolina and we just spend time at the farm. Our birthdays are only a few days apart, so have a little celebration together and just cook dinner together. I'd be there with her and Papa Bill. And so this year it didn't work out with the boys' schedules and permissions to be able to travel and be with her in January. So that was different for the first time, and then the stroke was just so unexpected right after that.
When we first heard about Mama Jane's stroke, the family's like, we need to go be with her. And as we were making arrangements, with the boys, you couldn't help but think, are we going to say goodbye? Like, is this going to be goodbye? You hate to think about that, but with the severity of strokes, just depending on how severe they are, you don't know what the outcome's going to be. And this was within a day or so of finding out the news. Mm-hmm. And so the doctors at the hospital didn't know where it was going to go. Michael's parents didn't know, and they obviously got there before we did. So just hearing these different updates and being like, is this going to be
scary.
a final visit? So you want to be there as soon as you can, just in case. And thankfully that was not the case. You prepare for the worst and you hope for the best, and thankfully that's what happened. Mama Jane, she pulled through this thing.
And we're so happy. God just touched her body and answered so many prayers, and the medical team was they were really incredible, and it was amazing. All of the people and the doctors, the specialists that were there caring for her and running so many tests, and just to watch her make slow progression. And all of my siblings there taking turns, going in the ICU, and she started squeezing hands, and then she started opening her eyes and she started recognizing us. And Brandon was with the boys, and then the first time she recognized me and she said my name, and she doesn't remember it because she was so sick, but she did in the moment know who I was, and it just meant so much. And since then, she has completed rehab and she's back home. My mom is with her this week, and she's doing so much better. And she feels weak, of course. It was a long stay in the hospital and a lot at rehab, but her doctors and her neurologist they're so impressed with the progress that she's made, and we are just so grateful. She's got her spunk back and her personality.
A lot of prayers went into that situation, and if you were familiar, what was going on at the time, thank you for your prayers as well. But obviously with having the boys with us, hospital is not conducive for little ones, especially when you're dealing with ICU and all that. So,
and we don't want to scare them either, so
yeah.
Careful not. Hospitals can be traumatizing for kids.
Yes, but thankfully, Mama Jane's farm provided the perfect environment for them. I was able to take them out on walks and enjoy the farm fresh air and the cows and the hay and the tractor. And Uncle Greg was there feeding the cows some hay. Our little guy, the little 4-year-old, enjoyed getting to run up the tractor and see all that happening. We're just really grateful at how that situation panned out, that Mama Jane pulled through. She's still with us.
Seeing the progress, and I know probably for her it feels slow, but for us, we're just so grateful, and her getting stronger and able to talk on Marco Polo again. Just half an hour ago we were talking. It's so great to see her joy and her spunk back, and just Mama Jane.
Yeah. Since then, though, we've had several kind of first experiences with the boys, which has been fun. Our little guy, he was born last spring, and so this was his first winter we just went through with him. So snow was a new concept. and we didn't really know what he'd think of it.
So cute.
He had this little snow outfit that looked like he looked like a teddy bear when he was in it. It was actually
So
a
cozy.
black bear, fuzzy thing, and he looked like a little bear cub. But he was very mesmerized by this snow that we had. We sat him in it, and he didn't know what to think. He was so curious. And then he wanted to eat some, but his hands were covered, in these little mitt things. And so Michael thought she would let him eat some, because he was obviously trying to get some in his mouth. And as with so many new things, he wants it so bad. But once you put it in his mouth, he gives the funniest scowl.
The shock of trying something new.
Yes, and of course it's cold. And so she just put it in his mouth, and he goes, it's just the first second, and then he adjusts to it. And, you can tell his wheels are processing, do I like this? Do I not?
This was such a special year because I feel like in Tennessee, it's a good 4 or 5 years before we get a really nice snow where you can, play and sled. And
once it comes, it's only here for a short time, so...
I feel like we get flurries or we get an inch or two, but we had a lot of snow this year. We weren't hit by the severe storms that were out in Middle Tennessee. We just had the beautiful snow, and we still had our power, and it was so much fun making snow cream and just introducing things to the boys. And our 4-year-old, he thought his snowsuit was a coat for his legs, and it was just so fun. Their excitement about something so new. And
you mentioned snow cream. I don't know how many of you have tried snow cream, and this is going to sound funny because I grew up in Michigan.
Shocked me
lots
totally.
of snow all winter long, but I'd never had snow cream. I might have tried putting some sugar in some snow and stirring it around and eating it, but not real snow cream. And
I couldn't believe it.
Is it a
when
winter
he told
tradition
me.
for you guys?
Oh, every time it snows.
Oh, okay. So she was, she did snow cream every year. And so anyway, we get this snow, and she's like, I'm going to do snow cream for the boys. It's like, yeah, I need to try this. I've never had it. She made a batch of snow cream, and boy, that stuff
so
is
good.
It was really yummy.
I had it a couple days. Saved it in the freezer.
Yes, and our 4-year-old enjoyed taking his bowl out to get some snow. And we had
so precious.
We had to coach him, you don't want to get dirty snow. You don't want to get snow that's just anywhere. Get it where it's really high and really white. And
we used the snow that Brandon gathered, but we didn't tell him that. But anyways, he had fun.
As he was scooping it, he got down to the ground a little bit sometimes, and but we had fun gathering the snow. It was a fun first experience for them, I'm sure, but also for myself. I enjoyed that.
And for us, we've never had kids in the snow. So.
Right. And it was so cute. I forget who had the idea, but snow angels came up. And seeing, our older, our 4-year-old had made, a couple before. We've had some dustings earlier in the winter.
And our Michigan trip, he got to learn
with
your parents. That's
right. But here we got a good couple inches, and it covered the grass. It was a really solid snow. And anyway, our 4-year-old hopped down and did his snow angel, and we're like, I wonder if the baby would like to do it. So we got him down, and he wasn't quite sure what to think of it. He was just curious the whole time, but we wiggled his little arms and legs, and it was so cute looking down at this,
just melt your heart.
4-year-olds, and then our little baby's snow angel. It was the smallest snow angel I've ever seen. It was so cute.
It was sweet. The older one obviously got to spend a lot more time outside in the snow than the younger one, but we watched from the window, and it was just lots and lots of memories.
That was fun this past winter. But then coming into spring, as the weather's been warming up, we've been, thinking of different activities outside, and the zoo is a favorite spot for us, and the little guys really seem to...
They love the zoo. They have an indoor park and an outdoor park, and we've talked about it before, but just getting to be outside, and there's so many different of my nieces and nephews that we can, plan play dates with, and it's just such a great place to run and get energy out. And it's the season where all the animals are starting to get really, really active. We don't have our hot days yet, so it's been a lovely, lovely spring.
It's been interesting for me because, we've been to the zoo I don't know how many times. For some reason, on a recent trip to the zoo, we went to the tiger exhibit, and I don't think the tiger liked what I was wearing. Like, for some reason, I had this bright blue shirt on, and I guess it didn't like the color, and he saw me, and his ears went down, and he started growling. It shook me. I was just kind of like, I don't think he's happy.
And our baby has been growling every day since. And he thinks it's so cute. He growls and just laughs at himself. He was up really close in the stroller. And I thought for a minute it might have startled him. But ever since that day, he just has this little baby just, and he'll just laugh.
I didn't know babies could growl, but our little guy does. And he's got his growl down.
We've been back maybe three times since then, and he loves the tiger ever since that moment. But they have been active this year. The giraffes were running around, and we got new white rhinos.
It's always fun encountering something new with the little guys when we go. Another family update. We, as you know, the Bates I Love You Day party is in February every year. And this year was different. You know, plans were happening late last year, happening in January about what the theme was, and, you know, just different party plans. And a lot of crazy things happened, you know, between Mama Jane and some other things that it was, the theme was kind of dropped. There wasn't going to be a big costume theme. It ended up just kind of being a family gathering, but it was special. There were still games and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Oh. Wait a minute, we have a plumber!
I think with Mama Jane, we traveled all to be with her in South Carolina, and just the shock of illness and taking time to be grateful. There was a little bit of talk about canceling the party, but Jackson was in with his baby and Emerson, and several of the siblings had not got to meet him yet. So just taking time to treasure the moments and give everybody another hug, and, you know, thank the Lord that Mama Jane's still with us. So we were really glad the decision was made to still keep the party and just enjoy the time that we had together. It was much more low-key and just time of sitting around and talking and just thanking the Lord for each other and catching up and meeting the new babies. And it was a really, really sweet day.
man, over the past few months, I've met more babies for the first time, maybe than at any other time, any other gathering, because I had not met Jackson and Emerson's baby yet. Michael had gone down to Florida and actually, you know, saw him. I wasn't on any of those trips, but so I was able to meet their little guy for the first time. I was also able to meet Navy Kate.
Yes.
You know, Carlin and Evans within the past few months. And then Tori just had her baby.
Yep, little Gage and little Brooks.
And little Brooks, yep, from Josie and Kelton. And so it's just like, man.
Every time you turn around, there's another little
Right.
one. I make a lot more traveling trips to do play dates with the nieces and nephews while Brandon's at work, so he misses out on all the cuddles.
Right. And there's also baby Teddy,
Yes.
which you met him before I did again, right?
Yes, I did.
And then there was also Chad and Aaron's latest little guy when we were at Mama
Henry.
Jane's. Yes, Henry at Mama Jane's. We took the boys to Mama Jane's during, you know, the hospital visit there, and Aaron had brought her little guy up, so got to meet him.
That's right. When I went to Florida, I got to meet baby Henry and Jackson's baby.
Right.
And I went twice, so you didn't get to go to either.
So how many is that? That's Jackson's, that's Carlin and Evans, that's Lawson's, that's Josie's, that's
Aaron's, Tori's.
and Tori. Man.
And Whitney's is coming. Just a few more weeks. It's so much fun getting to be an aunt and uncle, and I feel like it's a whole nother joy having little guys because they get excited about the babies, and so it's just fun.
It never ceases to amaze me how you can have a baby yourself that's 6-8 months old, and then you bring a newborn into the room, and it's like they're like, if they could say it, they're like, baby. you know, but it's almost like they just became an adult, and you know,
all of a sudden,
the person that's just a few months younger than they are. Because our little guy, you know, at Mama Jane's, he was sitting on the floor with Aaron's little guy, and what is ours? 4 months, 5 months older.
Yeah, we have company.
Oh.
Welcome. Say hello to our YouTube friends.
What's up, guys? Brandon has the coolest setup there ever has been. I look like a hobo. I need a haircut. But make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to these videos so they can keep making great content like this. That's my plug before I let them get back to it. I'm dropping some stuff off. I'm going to check on Grandma
Baby's
Jane.
gonna love you so much.
Thank you for
Love
the
you.
baby snacks.
It's good to see you, Brandon.
Thank
you,
I
Austin.
have to come
Appreciate
to
it.
Tiffany.
Okay, okay.
I'll be quick.
Do you want your coat? She'll be back in 2 seconds.
He's such a doll baby. I want to just keep him forever. They're going to stay longer on the way back through.
Okay.
The baby has more hair. I'm so jealous of the hair, but yes. It's windy and it's cold. Our spring snap blew in yesterday, and now we got this winter, and we might get snow tomorrow. So got all of the
it's a little
winter
fickle this time
clothes
of year.
taken to the consignment store, bought all of the summer clothes, and glad we kept the jackets.
Yes. I will say, I'm glad that your mom decided to have the family party.
Me
It looked
too.
like, just with everything else that was happening, the party was, there wasn't going to be any costumes, there wasn't going to be anything, it was just going to get canceled. Your mom sent out that final text, she's like, no, we are going to have something, some out-of-towners are here, and we're just going to have a family dinner and family games. And so I'm so glad she made the party happen anyway. It was different this year. It was still neat to have the family all together and to enjoy some people that can't be around, often out-of-towners, Floridians. You have several of those in your family.
I do now. You do too.
Yes, although that's about to lessen.
You're going to get one close to us.
Yes, my sister's actually getting married here in a few weeks. The sister I was able to, go incognito, film her engagement last Thanksgiving is getting married in April next month. So they've asked me to do some videography for that again. So I'm looking forward to that and really excited for them. So we'll hopefully be able to take you along on that trip when it happens. But life's been good and life's been really wild. Lots of ups and downs and twists and turns, but it's been good, and the boys are doing
The boys
really
are doing so good.
really good. Our little guy is crawling now. I know other babies crawl earlier, but it looked like for a time he was going to go straight from the army scoot to walking because he was standing. He was grabbing stuff and pulling stuff. He was standing.
And his therapist was saying, put him down till he crawls, put him down till he crawls.
And we thought, he's not interested in crawling. He's just going to go straight to walking, we think. But anyway, what was it, last week or the week before? He started
Week and
crawling.
a half, yep.
Okay, he started crawling the right way.
And he is lightning.
So yes, he gets from point A to point B very quickly. So we got to keep an eye on him, but it's an improvement, and so we're just really grateful for how they're doing. And
Watching them heal and watching them grow and just watching, it's hard to find words because so much has happened in the 10 months that we've had them, but they have such an incredible team of therapists and as a new counselor that's just done wonders for him, and having a chance to talk weekly and just work through things and have paperwork for me to help me learn how to answer some hard questions because he's 4 now and he has some hard questions, and to know how to answer those in a way that honors his birth family but still gives him truth about, in an age appropriate way, about why he's here and navigating things that we've never experienced and traumas in his life that he has questions about. And so it's hard to find the words to say, but it's just such a beautiful thing to watch healing take place and to know that there is a sense of safety right now, and just watching the baby flourish and grow and catch up to some of the milestones that he needed to reach and hadn't. And just, we're so grateful for the team that God's given them and the people who invest in their life. And it is a lot of appointments and it's a lot of places to go to, but seeing the progress makes it just feel so worth it. And
I can't attribute that all to their therapist, though. I mean, we're grateful there, but Michael puts in so much work for these little guys.
but we work together.
The DCS workers are very impressed with the work she has put into them, because the progress they've been able to make, it takes time, and it takes a lot of time, and it takes a lot of effort, and Michael has given that to the boys.
We just love them so much, but having guidance, because it is new territory to deal with trauma and to deal with, different things that are in their life. So having guidance to know how to work with them.
And that's true, because I didn't understand that the longer you have somebody, the more that starts coming out, because they, first off, they have to feel safe in their environment. Let some of those guards down. I thought the hardest stuff would be right at the beginning, the transfer. We're new, it's a new environment, that's the hardest. But it really takes a process of time for a child to get comfortable, or they still start opening up about other stuff that's in there. And in that sense, it has been really helpful to have the counselor and therapist that know and can coach how to navigate when questions come up, when they start talking about things, where to go and where not to go. And so it has been helpful in that way, and I think helped our little guys kind of steer in a healthier direction where, if there's an issue that they're struggling with, don't just stuff it in there, but have some tools to know where to take it. We haven't navigated a lot of this, previously, and so it's an education for us. Obviously, Michael's more feet on the ground as far as what actually using these things, but it's still just been it's been a blessing to be able to receive those tools and to watch the results in the little guys when they're applied. So
it's so cool to see things happening in their life and to have an environment where we can try to honor all parties involved, so that as they grow up, we still don't know what the future is going to hold for them, but it's just a huge blessing to get to be a part of their life right now and to watch the progression happen.
Yeah. So we're very grateful for the milestones the boys are reaching, and not far down the road, right on the horizon, our little guy is fast approaching his first birthday, which
is so hard to believe.
Really hard to believe. We got him when he was, a week and a half, 2 weeks old. And here we are. So we've almost had him a full year.
Planning a first birthday party, and it's so many emotions and so much happy, and
we've never got to do this before.
It's amazing.
So we're looking forward to that. Hopefully we can share some about that here in the not far future. So thank you so much for taking this time with us, and we hope to see you next time.